I became a lawyer because I wanted to help people. I wanted to help people who were up against large corporations who weren't particularly interested in treating them fairly as an employee. I represent workers, and I saw all too often that workers were getting the short end of the stick, being discriminated against, being cheated out of their wages, and that made me mad, and I wanted to do something about it. And I've been doing this work for 30 years, and throughout those 30 years I've been working for workers against the powerful forces that are arrayed against them. I've worked for unions, I've worked for individual workers who have been discriminated against, who've been misclassified so they don't get the wages they're entitled to. And I find that very satisfying work. I think ever since I was a teenager in the late 60s and was influenced by the civil rights movement and the efforts to stop the war in Vietnam, I was a person that was concerned about justice, social justice, economic justice, racial justice. And so I became a lawyer working for workers in order to help achieve some of those goals and those interests that I developed at a very young age. And I've been doing it for 30 years, and it's been very gratifying to work with people to try to help them achieve some justice in their work lives. We represent people who've been discriminated against because they're older, or because they're disabled, or because they're a person of color. And when they don't get fair treatment in the workplace, that makes me mad. It's against the law, it's unfair, it's unjust, and to be able to do that just carries out my personal values.